behind the cape. First things first, I don't know what it is with the marketing behind some of these musicals. We've gotten two in the last month or so. We've gotten Mean Girls and we've gotten The Color Purple. As you can see, according to this tweet here, 75% of audiences reportedly knew Mean Girls was a musical before buying a ticket. I would think 100% would need to know what they're buying before buying the ticket, but it's neither here nor there. 16% left the theater disappointed by the genre because they apparently weren't aware that Mean Girls was going to be a musical. And that made me think about The Color Purple and the fact that there were a couple people that I spoke with who went and seen The Color Purple, who expected it to just be a general remake and did not expect it to be a musical, despite the fact that there was Fantasia, Ciara, her, Haley Bailey. They didn't expect it to be a musical. They expected it to be a direct remake. And the only thing that I think about when all of that comes up is the fact that we have yet another musical that's coming out, which is Joker 2. Right? It kind of had the feel of like I was kind of watching a stage play. And so that makes me wonder if people don't know going into the theater that this is going to be the musical, even though Lady Gaga is in it and things of that nature playing Harley Quinn, is that going to be a problem for Joker 2? I just feel like if Mean Girls and The Color Purple already are facing said problems, who's to say that the Joker 2 is not going to face the same said problems, right? Joker 1, I think, is over $1 billion. So is that going to impact the sales at all? Are people going to buy the ticket and then decide, this wasn't actually for me? I'm just interested in you guys' take on what that's going to look like, because to me, that's extremely interesting. How do you buy a ticket these days and not know what genre the movie is? I don't think it's implicit in the marketing of the movie. And so therefore, I would think maybe Joker 2 needs to do that so that they can get ahead of this. But we don't know if the Joker 2 is going to be solely musical. I think they'll have a scene of them singing and that's about it. Okay. So then if it's not a musical, I guess you can get away with that because it's not necessarily going to be a musical. But if it is like they said it would be, I'm pretty sure, let's see here. I'm pretty sure they've already said it was going to be. I'm not paying for fucking Vulture. So at least according to the Wikipedia page, because I'm not paying for fucking Vulture, it is an upcoming musical thriller film. So I don't know if you can get away with one song and call it a musical. I think they're going to have to kind of play up the musical side if it's going to be considered a musical. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong entirely. It could only be like maybe 2 songs and then they're out on that. But we'll have to see. If it is going to be true to being a musical, though, I would think they would need to market it that way. It'll be interesting to see if they can make it a worthwhile film that should be added somewhat to DC lore or DC universe, extended universe, or however they work that out, despite it being a musical. I think that's pretty creative. Folks just consume Joker 2 would have a bit more discerning crowd. I just feel like the crowd who's coming for Joker 2 probably doesn't want to watch a musical. And so it'd be interesting to see if they can make that happen for the crowd that's coming to see Joker 2. The Color Purple was just black people and folks came running through. Taraji may have tanked it. Yeah, no, The Color Purple was absolutely for black people. Because I don't know too many white people who are running to see The Color Purple. But at the same time, I just don't think they did a great job of highlighting the fact that it was a musical. And I know Mean Girls didn't. So as long as Joker is still doing some Joker stuff, I think they'll be fine. But if I want a Sweeney Todd remake, all right, moving on to my next topic. As we all know, I am not currently watching anything Marvel, so I believe they released Echo in a binge-worthy way to allow you to watch all the episodes all at once, which is cool and all, but I'm not watching it. But I've got some reviews here from Twitter, and I wanted to know for the people in the chat who has seen Echo if these reviews are correct, and I should look at Echo the same way. This person here says, so far, Echo is all right. Not a home run, but certainly not the worst thing to come out of Marvel. Pacing seems to be its weak point, which seems to be a weak point for Marvel recently anyway. It also might be best to temper any expectations about certain characters like Daredevil and go into it focusing on Maya first and foremost. All right. Here is the second review that I saw. Was not the biggest fan of Echo. It has its moments, some good performances, and a great action scene at a roller derby, but I was otherwise bored. Biggest issue is the show makes it difficult to connect with Maya / Echo as a character. Damn, Echo was fucking awesome. Now, you know there's going to be some shills out there who just love anything that Marvel does. So maybe he's right, maybe not. Watched Echo. Marvel really does know how to make dope-ass trailers, which is something we almost fell for. Started okay, but then just, I don't know, it all seemed unnecessary. Something about it just didn't feel whole, complete, finished. I don't know. It's ultimately a miss for me. From every review that I've seen, it just doesn't seem like Echo was all that great. And I'm not all that surprised, but I don't know. I'd like to know if anybody watched it in the chat. What did y'all think about it? Perp says, I've seen it, enjoy what I got out of it. Made me like Maya's character more, and I like the Kingpin dynamic. All right, that's cool. Echo is the movie podcast. That sounds like it's going to be a shill. Echo is brutal, unflinching, and relentless. Laco Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio bring a level of rawness and depth to the MCU not seen since the Daredevil series. Its storytelling is intricate and captivating, while the action is rich and ruthless, making it the first must-watch of 2024. Now, see, that review just goes against everything I literally just read. So I don't even know what to believe in that review. Again, that just kind of seems like somebody who would like anything that Echo or that Marvel comes out with. I only have one more episode of Echo to watch, and I already wish this series was longer. Talk about a surprise hit. I was not expecting for it to engage me like this. Glad they put together such a quality show for the character. Okay, all right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Echo was okay. Maybe Echo was good. I don't know. But if you guys are watching, make sure you drop what you thought about Echo in the chat or in the comments below. It's 50-50. Hard pass for me. No MCU content for now. Same here. Mid-tier, same as everything else the MCFU has put out recently. Echo and Kingpin were the highlights. That's about it. The trailer already sold me on Echo and Kingpin. You mean to tell me that there's nothing more than the surface that I got from the trailer? I don't like that. This is huge for something that Marcus brought up not too long ago. Marcus is very interested in seeing the Office reboot, and I am too, to a lesser extent. I mean, I do like The Office, but I wouldn't say that I'm an Office stan like some people are. And I'm not saying Marcus is either. I don't know how much he loves The Office, but who knows? Anyway, so The Office is starting a writer's room to come up with ideas for the new series, and it will be set in a new office with new characters, but it will live within the same universe, which immediately made me think, okay, they're definitely bringing cameos from all the original cast. Like, how do you create that and put that out there and not expect people to demand a cameo from the original cast? That just... We're going to see Michael Scott in the new office at some point. He's going to make some kind of trip out to whatever new office and is going to make for a shit ton of views. Some news from DC. So the show Creature Commandos is set to officially release in later 2024, which means it'll be some time before we get it. Animated show also includes, I think, James Gunn's brother plays this character here. I'm not too familiar with Creature Commandos, but should be dope. Should be a nice little animated cartoon, which will come out sometime later, 2024. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhat akin to Invincible and animated shows like that. The biggest news that I'm looking forward to out of DC is the fact that Reggie Hudlin has confirmed via Instagram that DC's milestone animated film is moving forward. It was obviously, as you can see on the tweet, it was announced at DC Fandom in 2021. It should feature iconic Black DC heroes such as Static, Icon, and Hardware. Dope. dope. If you're not aware of Milestone, let me go ahead and play this video for you. It should kind of help you get initiated to what Milestone actually is. So hold on.
Being a black artist and surviving in this industry, you weren't going to get the same breaks, and you had to work twice as hard to do it.
Keep moving, keep moving. It always cracked me up that his afro was attached to his mask. I'm Black Lightning. That's some code switching right there.
It was written in neon.
Where are the black superheroes?
Keep running, good luck on the kids.
What Milestone Media had done was create characters that imprinted on a generation.
Heroes haven't always come in all races. At New York's Milestone Media, superheroes aren't just black.
It's the first time in comic book history
we wanted it to look like the world we lived in.
People weren't just invested in the comics and in the characters.
If you use slang properly or don't use it at all.
They were invested in Milestone.
Oh. We are the torchbearers, the legacy holders.
People were reading Milestone, and those books are changing their lives.
Something is no good doing unless it kind of scares you. Being a black.
So yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing that. If DC is willing to push that out, bring it. Come on. I want to see Static and Icon and Hardware in even if it's an animated film, I want to see that because then that starts the representation. Then that starts the demand to see Static and Icon and Hardware in an actual feature film. So I'm definitely excited to see that. And if we're going to get that sometime in 2024, 2025, that's going to be absolutely dope. So definitely hyped for that. Definitely glad that Reggie Hudlin put that out there. Hyped for Milestone. Yeah, man. Like I said, it can't be that hard for Static to come out and be a huge hero when so many people already know him from the Static Shock show, right? So like, we can do the same thing that we're doing right now with Miles Morales for guys like Static. So I think that'll be dope. Definitely can't wait for that. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I will be doing these live streams every Sunday now until Marcus comes back. Marcus is coming back. He will be back. Look forward to it. If y'all got any questions, feel free to drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? I will be trying my best to respond to everything.